Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are skipping the sports highlights and looking at the real game. We're going to break down exactly who was quietly making thousands of dollars during the World Cup, and more importantly, how you can copy their exact playbook for the next massive event that hits your town. Let's dive right in. So, while millions of us were completely glued to our screens watching the final, a totally different game was playing out on the streets of the host cities. Regular people were quietly turning their everyday assets, spare rooms, empty driveways, even their cars, into serious, tangible cash. Just look at the sheer scale of this opportunity. Deloitte estimated that the average Airbnb host pulled in a massive $3,000 during the tournament. And they didn't invent some crazy new business model or take out a huge startup loan. They literally just pointed an empty bedroom at a massive wave of demand. I mean, when you have fans spending 12 days in a city, all that money has to sleep somewhere, right? But hey, no spare room? No problem at all. Down in Atlanta, locals used apps like Dibs Parking to rent out their empty driveways for around $200 a pop. With official stadium parking hitting $99, these homeowners offered a massive discount, saved fans a huge headache, and basically turned bare concrete into pure profit. Take homeowner Katie Holbert, for example. She pocketed this extra cash from just 4 simple bookings with zero overhead. It proves a really vital point here. You don't need some headline-grabbing, lottery-sized windfall to be successful. Small, frictionless wins seamlessly build a reliable second income stream without disrupting your day job. Now, what happens if you decide to chase the higher risk side of this hypereconomy? Well, on paper, this number looks absolutely incredible. Uber prices surged an average of 47% near match venues during week 1. Rides that would normally cost $5 were suddenly peaking at nearly $150. But here is the brutal reality check on that. Surge pricing pays you for the ride, not your time. So a driver might secure a $300 fare right before kickoff, only to end up completely trapped and unpaid in standstill exit traffic for 90 minutes while 60,000 fans try to leave. Ultimately, your real hourly rate is the only metric that actually matters. Which brings us to the highest risk of all, and that's ticket scalping. $2,000 face value tickets skyrocketed to an average resale value of over $15,000 the day before the final. Some listings were even asking for tens of thousands. If you timed the market perfectly, the profits were just staggering. However, the risk attached to that kind of money was absolutely brutal. Platforms were crashing, trust was super thin. One fan literally spent $1,200, drove 4 hours, and hiked 2 miles to the stadium, only to discover at the security gate that their digital tickets had completely vanished. So before jumping into these high-stakes markets, you really have to define your actual downside. If a booking falls through or you are paralyzed in traffic for hours, can you actually afford that worst-case scenario? The golden rule here, never take the gamble if you can't stomach the reality of the risk. If you'd rather sleep soundly at night, there is a massive secondary market that requires almost zero risk. People were making solid money just renting out watch party gear, like projectors and backyard grills. Others hosted local kids' football camps. Even treating fantasy contests like budgeted research worked for some. There are always lower risk avenues to capture the hype if you just get a little creative. Okay, so how do you actually capture those dollars? The most successful hosts didn't rely on expensive or flashy marketing campaigns. Actually, they used a surprisingly simple insider strategy: honest, natural writing. They just communicated exactly what they had to offer, completely skipping the fluff. You have got to ditch that over-the-top tangled AI fluff. A frustrated driver stuck in stadium traffic absolutely does not want to experience the magic of your driveway. They just want to know if their SUV is going to fit. Highly converting listings speak plainly and directly to an urgent, immediate need. It is all about cutting straight through the marketing speak. Getting right to the point without padded sentences saves your reader valuable time. And honestly, it instantly builds trust. Sounding like a real human being who's offering a real solution is the absolute fastest way to close the deal. So here is your natural writing playbook for literally any side hustle. Keep your sentences short. Write exactly how you would speak in a casual conversation, and prioritize total clarity above absolutely everything else. Before you post any ad, run it through this ruthless feedback loop. Ask yourself, does this pitch make immediate sense? Can I cut out any extra adjectives without losing the core message? If it doesn't click the very second someone glances at it, you need to rewrite it. Forced friendliness? Yeah, people can spot it a mile away, and it just feels fake. State your facts truthfully and simply, just right as if you're explaining the deal to a friend over coffee. It is hands down the best way to cut through the digital noise of a massive, super busy event. Now, keep in mind, the World Cup didn't invent this localized hypereconomy. It just cranked the volume way up. This exact same strategy works for huge stadium concerts, local food festivals, or massive graduation weekends in university towns everywhere. And if you want to put this entire playbook to work on a truly massive scale, your next major horizon is already locked in: the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. This is your ultimate chance to get prepared long before the masses do. The economic projections here are just staggering. LA28 is expected to create nearly 79,000 jobs and generate over $160 million in direct city revenue. A massive tidal wave of people is about to flood the region. And guess what? They all need places to park, sleep, and eat. And here's the best part. The organizing committee has literally published their plan to direct 3/4 of their spending straight into local and small businesses in the greater LA area. They are actively trying to put this money directly into the hands of the local economy. You just have to be there with your hands open to catch it. So, start building your blueprint right now. Assess your space, figure out exactly what you can rent out, check your city's short-term permit rules so you don't end up losing all your profits to silly fines, and use that natural writing playbook we talked about to start drafting your clear, honest listings today. Just one quick reality check before we wrap this up. Whether you make $200 renting out a driveway or $3,000 renting out a bedroom, this is real taxable income. Make sure you meticulously track your earnings so you don't get hit with a nasty surprise from the IRS next April. Look, the numbers are real. The demand is 100% guaranteed, and the playbook is totally proven. The only question left is this: when 70,000 people descend on your city, are you going to be stuck in traffic with them, or are they going to be paying to park in your driveway? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you in the next one.